Max B case. A hustler balling, an attractive woman, and a jealous man creates a recipe for robbery and homicide. Click the link to tune in Monday, 12 noon, to uncover the shocking truth as to why people are celebrating a cold-blooded murder. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, world? It's your boy Rockstar. And as you know, I'm the host of the popular new podcast, Rock House, and at my mama's house. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that like and subscribe button. It's free to do. It don't cost nothing to support the channel. And I want to keep continuing giving you high good stuff. I just revamped my Rock House channel. Bunch of reasons came into it. But most importantly, it was time. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna jump right into it. Today we want to discuss the Max B case. Rest in peace to David Taylor, who was the victim of that crime. And basically the subject of conversation today is why are we glorifying people that get out of jail? Why are we glorifying murderers? But then we turn around and we scream about how it's too much crime and we shouldn't be killing each other, and we have our Kuyamba moments. But yet we can be hypocrites of the situation at the same time. It's definitely something that I want to tap into, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the guy that ain't afraid. You understand? I come from the same cloth these quote unquote street dudes come from. I come from the same proximity, the same area. I grew up in the same environment that these quote unquote thugs grew up in. So understand that when it comes to these topics, I have no bearing on my words, my thoughts, and my perspectives, and what I say is what I mean, and that's exactly what it's going to be. All right. With that being said, we're going to jump straight into it. So there's a rapper named Max B, who I first heard the name being mentioned by a rapper who's a former Bad Boy artist. I can't think of his name right now. Forgive me. I really don't break my neck trying to remember rappers, because to be honest with you, I hate rappers. You know what I mean? They're not the only group of people I hate, but right now that's the conversation. So we're going to talk about rappers. With that being said, you know, it's saddening that we live in a generation where our culture finds it cool to say rest in peace. We glorify our own demise. We support everything that's the worst for us, but yet we complain about the things that are the worst for us. We hate the results. We love the lifestyle, but we hate the ending. Everybody want to be a part of the movie until the person dies in the end. So it's a weird conundrum. But anyway, I want to get into, and I really want to break this particular case down, because when you break it down, it's really kind of going to take into depth and make us look into our own minds and hearts. I'm here to provoke thought, and this is definitely the good way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't get it, man. You know, we got some serious issues going on, and I'm not understanding why it's becoming such a problem. All right. So the guy that got killed, which led to Max B doing 16 years, he was originally given 75. But of course, good lawyers and good money, and or if you're actually innocent, you know, we could play a part in it. So what I want to do is I want to break down to y'all step by step what happened. I read the case. I read the files. These are all confirmed to be true. I read the files. I read everything, all couple of 300 pages or however it was. And I broke it down to summarize for y'all. All right. Plotting, Taylor, and the money. So someone named Alan Plowden and David Taylor were partners in a mortgage real estate credit card fraud. They were known for driving expensive cars and carrying large amounts of cash, often tens of thousands of dollars in a Louis Vuitton bag. On September 6th, they were staying at the Holiday Inn, Fort Lee, New Jersey. A lady named Gina Conway meets Plowden and sees the cash. Gina Conway was an exotic dancer from the Bronx and off again girlfriend of the rapper Charlie Max B. Wingate. I want y'all to pay attention to these very detailed notes because I need you to put it together in your mind to fully understand the depth of how tragic and evil and demonic this whole ordeal was and or became. So Plottin meets Conway in the Bronx, started spending money on her, shopping, hotels, etc. Showed out the LV bad stuff with cash, which she estimated around 40 to 50K. Now, how she estimated that, I don't know. But hey, let's just assume she's good at counting money and she could guess what's in the bag. Maybe she's seen it before. I'm not surprised. She's an exotic dancer. All right. He gave Kanye a key card to his hotel room in Fort Lee. Now, Max B, or Mr. Wingate, hears about the money and hatches a plan. After shopping and hanging with Plowden, Kanye went back to Harlem and met up with Charlie, Max B. Wingate, that's Max B, at a basketball court. Now, allegedly, well, it's not alleged, it's court documents. She told him about Plowden's huge bag of cash and nice car, assumingly purposely to make him jealous from what she said. According to Kanye's testimony, which the jury believed, Wingate said he was going to get him and formed a plan to rob Plowden at the hotel. He then called his stepbrother, Kelvin Leardom. They told Kanye to go with Leardom to the Holiday Inn and use the key card to help with the robbery. Kanye and Leardom traveled, took a taxi from New York to Fort Lee in the early morning hours. On the way into the hotel, Kanye saw that Leardom had gloves, duct tape, and a handgun. Now, she later testified this scared her because she thought they were just going to steal the money and quietly, rob Plowden and would be gone. You know what I'm saying? Not to do an armed robbery or home invasion style robbery. Which, if I'm putting my mindset into it, it's safe to say she was probably full of bullshit. She was with it all along. Let's not front. You know what I mean? You clearly, you were the connecting dot between, you were the connecting dot that made the robbery even possible. If it wasn't for you, there wouldn't have been no notion for them to even want to rob her. So I call bullshit on that. But nevertheless, court documents. So the home invasion, they tied up Neves and Plowden. They went to Plowden's room at Holiday Inn. Kanye's key card didn't work. So she called Plowden's cell phone and knocked. Now, Miss Giselle Naives, the woman staying with Plowden, opened the door and said Plowden was asleep. She tried to close the door, but Kanye stuck in her foot and forced the way in. Now, once inside, Leadham grabbed Neves by the hair, pointed the gun at her head, and demanded money and car keys. Now, Kanye bound Neves with duct tape, wrist, mouth, and ankles. Plowden was woken up and duct taped as well, hands and eyes. Plowden told him where the part of the money was under the mattress. He also later told him that the rest was in his friend's room downstairs. There was 2 rooms being occupied by this group at that hotel, meaning David Taylor's room. That other hotel room was occupied by David Taylor. Okay? Now, with the gun to his head, Plowden was forced to call David Taylor and have him come to the other room. Taylor had a separate room, like I just told you, in the same hotel with another woman, Mette Castro. Now, Taylor arrived at the room and knocked on the door. Kanye opened it. Leardom stood behind the door with the gun waiting. When Taylor walked in, Leardom pointed the gun at Taylor's face. Taylor reached for the gun, and in the struggle, shots fired. Taylor was shot inside the mouth and head at very close range. The medical examiner noted the gunshot and gunpowder strip, and he died right there in the room on site. Now, yeah, you can safely say, why was it worth risking your life trying to keep them from taking the money? I get it. True enough. But nevertheless, that's not what led to him being killed and robbed. Okay? This was preordained before that even happened. All right? It was already going left from the get-go when the key didn't work to get in the room. So let's make that clear. All right? Moving along. Now, after Taylor was shot, Kanye and Little kept robbing him. They was finishing with the robbery. Kanye went through the room, took cell phones, laptop, clothes, and other items. He wanted it all. Didn't care that the fact the man is dying. All right. Shot in the mouth, head, dying. All right. Didn't render aid. Nobody render aid. Right. Kanye went through the room. She took about $800 from De La Taylor's pocket. Leardom took Taylor's watch and put on some of Plowden's designer clothes. Listen to the detail. Put on a dead man clothes. Leardom took Taylor's watch and put on some of Plowden's designer clothes. Moving along.
Well.
You can't make this up. So, now while Nears and Plowden were still tied up, Leardom hit Plowden in the face with the gun and Kanye threatened Neves and her family. Before leaving, they told Plowden they were going to Taylor's room for more money and would come back and kill him if it wasn't there. Then they left and went back to the waiting taxi, which drove them back to New York. The aftermath and arrest. Plowden eventually freed himself and alerted hotel staff police. Taylor's body and large amounts of hidden cash were found in the room, so they didn't even take all the money. They just took the money that they know about plus his assets, all right, and whatever was on him physically. They end up following the trail to Gina Conway, taxi driver Muhammadu Mbengui, Kanye's friend Tyrone Golston, who had some of the stolen items as well. This is sickening, y'all. Kanye eventually gave a statement implicating Wingate, which is Max B, and Leardom as the ones who had planned and carried out the robbery. At the trial, the jury found Kevin Leardom, the gunman, guilty, and he received a life sentence plus additional years. Charlie, Max B. Wingate, who planned the robbery and sent them to the hotel, he orchestrated it. They found him guilty of felony murder and related charges as an accomplice. His original 75-year sentence was later reduced to 20 years via post-conviction deal. Gina Kanye took a plea deal and received a 15-year sentence for her role. So, think about everything that I told you. Think about this. I really want you to think about this for a minute. See, I just broke down one of the most wildest, tragic stories sitting right at the intersection of hip hop, fast money, and bad decisions. This is the story of David Taylor Jr., a man who walked into a hotel in Fort Lee, New Jersey, and never walked back out. Meanwhile, the person that orchestrated the robbery and eventual demise of David Taylor gets a sentence from 75 knocked down to 20, gets out in 16, and he gets glorified. He get put on a grand stage. He get invited to a Philadelphia Eagles football game. He gets to walk on the field. Do y'all not understand how effed up this is? So you have professional organizations, celebrities who are welcoming this man with open arms, even allowing him to perform at a show where Monica was performing and everything. He comes out, he gets jewelry, he gets treated like a god. But he orchestrated a robbery that ended up in a murder and ended up with a man's head being blown off. But when I tell y'all black culture is trash, y'all call me a coon. Y'all call me a hater. Y'all say I don't like myself. I don't love myself. Oh, I'm for them people. Now, was Taylor a killer? I don't know. It doesn't show. But my whole point is that, okay, so maybe he was doing some illegal stuff, but his punishment would have been within the confinements of the law doing their job. But no means did he deserve to get his life taken with a gunshot to the head. They left him there to die. Didn't even call to render aid. Didn't render aid, didn't call. Meanwhile, this rapper Max B, his midget ass, he 3'2", his 3'2" snagger-tooth ass, pot belly ass, sitting in a car, cool, because he was able to find some stupid fools to make them do dumb shit just so he can come up. I mean, when you talk about this case, it's so easy to get distracted by the rapper, the headline. Max B out of jail, free Max B. But underneath it all, some dudes get comfortable flashing dirty money. Somebody else gets jealous and greedy. People make choices with guns, duct tape, and a plan that was never as smart as they thought it was in the first place. The plan was botched from the get-go. Destiny was already laid out for you. Lucky for y'all, it didn't get worse. Y'all could have died in the incident. But unfortunately, things just didn't go Mr. David Taylor's way. And because of these choices, that man's life is gone. He ain't never coming home. And Max B, because he a rapper, he spent over a decade of his life to a prison cell, and he get out after 16 years and he get treated like he Nelson freaking Mandela. And here we are. Black people. 2025, AI taking over. Technology is booming. Countries are rising from third world nations to tech giants. And we and our black ass is sitting here idolizing some short, ugly motherfucker getting out of prison for orchestrating a robbery and a murder. And he don't even have a hit. I'm from Texas. Don't nobody know this motherfucker. From what my sources say, he wasn't even popping like that in his own city. Nobody cares about the victims, the real victims. Meanwhile, we got a bunch of Negroes running around screaming victim. You can't make this up. I want everybody watching that watches this video, let's have a conversation. It's important. I really want to know your thoughts. I want you to comment on this video. Talk to me. I will respond. Share this with somebody. Share this video with somebody. I want to know what they think. What's your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on my thoughts on this? For the first time, I'm the first person on YouTube that I've seen that actually broke down this case. Took the time to read the actual files, made sure they were legit. This is the real deal. This is what we got going. You know, it's hard not to cuss, you know. I do my best not to cuss on my morning shows, you know. But this is a damn shame. We don't idolize or glorify doctors and scientists and innovators and inventors. We idolize rappers, athletes, and drug dealers. And 304s. It has to stop, y'all. And at this point, we far behind. It's estimated that by 2050, we'll have zero gross assets as a people. Imagine in 2050, we have no net worth. No net worth as a people, as a culture. But we're just spenders. We're consumers. But we're not making nothing that we consuming. Leave your thoughts in the comments, man. We thank y'all for watching another episode of Rock House. This is what I call Rock Talk. So we definitely going to touch things like this. Let's talk about it. I need y'all to comment and let me know what you think. Make sure y'all click the like and subscribe button. It costs nothing. It's free to support. I really want to know what's up, man. I think one of the most interesting parts about this particular video that I made today is I am so interested in hearing y'all thoughts. I really need to pick y'all brain, man. Y'all need to comment, and I mean, I will be waiting on the comments to respond. All right. Don't forget to click like and subscribe for more conversations like this, and we're gonna get into it. Until then, peace out.